Week 9 is upon us. I can't believe it. Seems the season is going by very quick. But we're at the midway point now for all the teams. After this week, we'll have played 8 games. Thursday night's game, Cincinnati versus Miami. I'm picking Cincinnati. Tannehill will get hurt because the Cincinnati Bengals know how to rush the quarterback. Miami's offensive line is not good. Their starting left tackle left the team yesterday due to some, it seemed like, teasing from other linemen. So they're in a lot of trouble, especially with how well the Bengals can rush their quarterback. Tampa Bay versus Seattle. Seattle, I'm going with Seattle. They do need to get their offense going, and I think Tampa will give them a chance to do so. They need to get something going. Percy Harvin looks like he's going to be back, so that might help. But they definitely need something. New Orleans versus the Jets. I'm going with the Jets. I'm going to just follow their every other week pattern, and that's the way Geno Smith has been playing. And if he's on, I think that they have a good chance of winning this game. It is in New York, so that helps. And I think New Orleans will kind of take it lightly, and so I think the Jets will win. Baltimore versus Cleveland. I'm going with Baltimore, but they have to run the ball. This is a new second half for them, and they need to get the run game going. Forget about their 3-4 record to start the year. They need to pick it up now. Indianapolis versus Houston. I'm going with Houston. I think without Wayne, Indianapolis will have some questions that need to be answered. I don't know if they answer those right away, and I think Case Keenum is a good enough quarterback to lead the Texans. Remember, this is not a bad team. This is a team that has struggled this year, but they do have the talent. So that's why I'm going with Houston. Pittsburgh versus New England. I'm going with the Patriots. Pittsburgh just doesn't have enough offense, I think, to compete with Tom Brady. And I know Tom Brady has struggled a little bit this year, but they are the superior team to the Steelers. And they're at home. Very tough to win in Foxborough. So all signs point to the Patriots winning. Kansas City versus Buffalo. I'm picking Kansas City. I was going to pick Buffalo, but with Thad Lewis being questionable, if they don't have him, I really don't know who they turn to. So I think Kansas City takes it just because they do get pressure on the quarterback, and any sort of injury that the quarterback is dealing with will only be exacerbated by the Chiefs' pass rushing abilities. Atlanta versus Carolina, going with the Panthers. They're a more complete team than their division rival. Newton's been very efficient. They are able to run the ball. If they can do all of those things again against Atlanta, which they should be able to do, Atlanta is not that strong of a team defensively. If they can do all those things, they'll pick up an easy win. Minnesota versus Dallas. I'm going with the Cowboys. They just have too much firepower for Minnesota to keep up with. They are a very good passing attack, something the Vikings do not have. Tennessee versus St. Louis. I'm going with Tennessee, and I saw a lot from St. Louis last week in terms of defense, but I don't think that they continue that. I think Jake Locker, with the bye week and recovering from his injury, will dominate this game. And I think Chris Johnson will have a very good game, and the Titans will pick up the win on the road. Chargers and Redskins. I'm going with the Redskins. They let one slip away last week against the Broncos, but I think they won't let it happen again. San Diego's a team that hasn't been particularly consistent and hasn't been able to close out games, so I'm going with the Redskins. Philadelphia versus Oakland, I am going with the Raiders with no Vic for the Eagles. That usually spells problems on their offensive end. They usually can't score very well without him. And with Matt Barkley maybe taking the helm, I don't see them having a great day. And Oakland's Terrell Pryor should be able to run all over Philadelphia. So I'm going with the Raiders. Monday Night Football, Chicago versus Green Bay. Great rivalry game, but I think it's going to be a blowout. I think the Packers, they have done very well in prime time, and the Bears D is just not good enough to stop the Packers. They have a very complete team, both running and passing. So I think they take this one by a couple touchdowns. That's it for my Week 9 picks. Follow me on Twitter. I usually give some updates throughout the day, some witty comments on the Twitter. Check out my blog. You know what's up.